Anyway, folks, there are other things going on as well, and I assured you at the top of the program that we would talk about them. You probably won't remember that I predicted this at least 7 years ago. And I think probably much longer than that. It's a story from the website's watchdog.org, and the headline, Obama's Budget Targets Your Retirement Accounts. I can't recall the number of times that I have mentioned casually, forcefully, predicted directly over the course of the years that as this government continued to expand and spend money it didn't have and print money it needed, that at some point it was going to have to go get money. It can't just rely on fake money that's printed. They're going to target money. And I warned everybody, they're going to come after your pensions and they're going to come after your retirement accounts because that's real money there and it's yours and it's there. And I knew this because the Reverend Jackson, way back in the late 80s, suggested that this was a great source of wealth for the government because people that had huge retirement accounts really didn't need them. They were already rich. So it didn't take an act of brilliance to see this coming, but it looks like it has arrived now. And it's in the Obama budget. This is not the 529 scam that he's running or wanted to run. It says here, you should be concerned about Obama's plans to raise taxes, even if you are not one of his main targets, because your retirement could be at stake. Earlier this week, the president finally revealed his budget proposal. He wants to increase spending, increase the deficit, increase taxes, all while promising to simplify the tax code. Simplify is an odd way of putting it, considering that his proposals would actually make the tax code even more complex. Most Americans might not be too concerned about his plans to raise taxes on the wealthy and corporations, but they might be concerned about his proposals to change the tax treatment of retirement accounts. Politico made light of a provision known as the Mitt Romney loophole, but Politico failed to mention the other ways the president wants to change the tax treatment of retirement savings. Wealthy Americans will not be the only investors affected by these proposals. MarketWatch went through Obama's budget, and they found that there are more than a dozen provisions in the Obama budget that target retirement accounts. They're not all bad, but the proposal to change the rules on Roth IRAs would hit middle-class savers the hardest. Under the Obama plan, employees would no longer be allowed to convert traditional retirement accounts to Roth IRAs. Further, Obama wants to impose required minimum distributions on Roth IRAs, which, according to MarketWatch, is the most egregious proposal. Unlike traditional IRAs, contributions are made to Roth IRAs after taxes, but then they aren't taxed again on earnings that accumulate over the years. Currently, people can withdraw as much or as little from these Roth IRAs as they like any time after the age of 59 and a half. So, predictions notwithstanding, this is in Obama's budget. Look what he wanted to do in the 529. These are your education savings accounts. He wanted to just take the money. He wanted to retroactively tax you on the money that you had been permitted to deposit into the 529 account tax-free. And it's not whether this is going to pass is another thing. I mean, it's Obama's budget and the Republicans run the show. But, folks, there are many people, an increasing number of people, who don't simply rely on the fact it's a different party. That's evidence enough alone to stop Obama. Some of this stuff that, like Obamacare, we're learning, and executive amnesty on illegal immigration, the Republicans agree with the president on. But the bottom line is he's out there talking about tax increases on the rich and not talking about tax cuts for you. Remember now, you are supposed to be happy. You're supposed to think you somehow are going to prosper. You are somehow going to benefit when the rich pay some more taxes. That's called limiting the income gap or reducing the income gap. But I don't know how that works. I don't know how somebody I don't know paying more taxes is going to make me have more disposable income. I don't follow the math on that. I don't see how that works. Well, that's right, Mr. Limbaugh, but you're going to be given more government programs like earned income. What government program? I don't have any government programs now, but how's a government program put money in my back pocket? It doesn't. And if it's a government program, I've got to behave in a certain way in order to qualify for it. And I've got to, I have to, my income has to be in a certain category before I qualify for it. It's silly to think that tax increases on rich people somehow make the middle class more prosperous. But that's what Obama's selling. Anyway, while saying all that, he's making a beeline for your retirement accounts. And he wants to tax the money that you have placed in those accounts tax-free. And when it comes to the Roth IRAs, he wants to change the rules in the middle of the game and eliminate the flexibility you have in withdrawing money and depositing money, all independent of taxes, as was the original promise.